In the United States, just last year, over 11 million vehicles were produced. That's just under 2.5 times the amount of babies born. To show this on a graph, the blue is vehicles and the green is babies. That is an insane difference from what we've been able to make in previous decades. The assembly line has changed factories and furthered them by decreasing the cost to make items, decreasing the time necessary to make items, furthering the production range, which means that we can go from different countries to products in other countries, such as toys from China and gas from Dubai, due to the containers that we've been able to make by the assembly line. It has also made economic stability possible in lower income countries, such as Uganda, by allowing us to import syringes that we've made in our factories now. And the only reason that we're able to make things such as this possible is because of the assembly line's production amount. In the history of the assembly line, Carl Benz created the first ever automobile in 1885. He handmade this, and it was basically just an engine strapped onto a wooden car. As you can see, this was not very developed, even though it took him so long to create. But it was just what the world needed as a push to start factories' assembly lines. This picture was found on carscoops.com. Other companies started creating cars for themselves. And although there were thousands of cars being produced, it still could not make up for the consumer demand. The reason for this was the difficulty in making the engine parts. They had to hand make every screw and bolt, every crank and shaft, and this was just not very productive. Now comes in the assembly line. Some people think that Ford created the first assembly line, but in actuality, it was Oldsmobile. Although it was not very productive and took a really long time still to make the vehicles, it cut the production time in half. I found this information and photo on jalopnik.com. Although his assembly line made production easier, it actually left a huge gap in the market for someone to take over and create an insane amount of vehicles. Thus comes in Henry Ford. He created the world's first automated assembly line. This brought production to new heights. As you can see, his assembly line was much more developed than Oldsmobile. Since the product of the assembly line was created, prices have dropped dramatically. Before the assembly line was created in Ford, it costed $850 per vehicle. After this, the prices dropped to a mere $300. That was only 1 year after the assembly line was created. In today's money, that translates from $23,000 to only $8,000. This allowed the product to go to a wider range of people by not only allowing for the higher income families, but also allowing for lower income families to have their own transportation. This not only helped the assembly lines for car industries, but allowed people to go to new places and visit new things. This made for a demand for other products, And factories and other industries started realizing the usefulness of the assembly line. This includes toys for children. Toys for children is such a broad topic, but assembly lines have really given us the ability to allow everyone to have one of these. As you can see in the photo alone, hundreds of Legos are made every second, and it's all thanks to the assembly line. Next, we have license plates. They used to be hand-etched and dented in with a hammer. But thanks to assembly lines and factories, we are able to make production smooth and transparent for all. I found all of these pictures on history.com, and the rest of my information on Ford and Oldsmobile was found on Ford.com. The assembly line has allowed families with lower income to buy things that were once exclusive to only the richest people on earth. Everything that is cheaply and readily available to us now is all thanks to assembly lines making goods at the rate that they are. And without that, we would not be able to enjoy the way that we live life today. Thank you all for joining me on this speech, and have a wonderful day.